Welcome everybody to the European Strange Network meeting. Today we have a very special guest. We have the honor to have Sabine Schmelzer. Please, everybody, welcome Sabine. Yay! Come on, yeah.
I wanted to tell you first, before I start my presentation, where did I get all my Zoom expertise? Because it's very close connected to Toastmasters. I started my online business in 2017, and since then I'm using Zoom. But when COVID came in 2020, we had to switch our Toastmasters meetings immediately to online. And as I knew Zoom, I set it up for our club and it went so smoothly, no one recognized any hiccups. And then the area season came in March and we had to do the contests online. And I did the same with breakout rooms and everything. Then we had the division contests, which were bigger than before. And then we had the district conference. The first one had about 400 participants, and I was one of the Zoom masters at that time who helped to prepare the whole thing. And with this, my experience of Zoom grew a lot. And the second district conference, we had 800 registered participants who did not participate all the time, but we had lots of breakout rooms. And with this, my Zoom experience grew again. In the meantime, I'm helping clients who have large webinars, the largest was more than 1,000 participants, to be the Zoom master in the background. So it became also part of my business to support other people with my Zoom expertise. And this is why I think it's important to improve our Zoom skills for online presentations, because we will continue to have them. And as Toastmasters, we have the opportunity to practice and improve our online presence and the one of our Toastmasters colleagues in each of our meetings. That's a really big opportunity for us. And today I want to share with you some of the apps that I'm using, some of the features of Zoom that I'm using, and want to give you also some best practices, how to use them in trainings or in workshops. Having said this, I would like to share shortly my agenda so that you have an overview. Can you see my mind map? The framework. First, I want to start with features within Zoom that are already there and that you might not have used yet. For example, the whiteboard, the avatars, or slide as backgrounds, because this is within Zoom and available for everyone. And I also want to give you some ideas how you can use it. Then I want to move on to the apps, the Zoom Marketplace, because there are free apps that everybody can use and there are paid apps. There are a lot of apps, and yesterday we tried out some of them. They don't work all together, so you have to check and test before you use them. And for the free apps, I will show you the timer, the virtual backgrounds, and the Prezi free version, what you can do with it. And at the end, I want to say some words about the Prezi paid app, which might be useful, and also the Fathom that I'm using now for recording, what this can do for you. So this is the overall agenda. And to start with the whiteboard, I would like to share one of the whiteboards I have prepared. You should see a map of Europe, and you see some dots here in different colors. Can you please put one of the dots by copying it to the place from where you are watching this? Cyprian, you're from Bulgaria.
Romania.
Romania, sorry. Yeah. Okay. there's someone from Germany. Maybe you just stop now moving the things around, and I will make a screenshot of the map that we now have, because there's a new feature in the Zoom chat. I don't know if you have discovered it. Now you see my full screen. Yeah? And on the right-hand side, you see the chat window. And in the window, you have this new button, which is called Screenshot. It's let me do some additional effect for my mouse so that you can see it clearly. Now you see it better. Okay, so this is a new screenshot feature, and if you click on it, you see that my mouse is turning into a cross, and I can make a screenshot of anything on my window or on my desktop. And then I say, in German it's erfassen. I switch to English, I don't know, maybe it's save it. And now you see it here in this chat window, and if you click on send, everybody has the screenshot. So if you want to show people, you have to turn on your camera or you have to click on this button. You can easily make a screenshot of this part of your window and put it into the chat. Okay. So let's try the whiteboard in a different way. You see the whiteboard now, and I would like to put on this whiteboard some stickers with apps that you might already use, because I think everybody of you has one or the other app that you're always using, and maybe we can share them at the end too after my presentation. To add something, you take the sticky note in any color, put it somewhere, and then you just write something. And some practical thing. Write the question what the people should do on the top so that they know what the question was. Sometimes they forget it. Yeah, you can also use it for other things. This whiteboard is good for brainstorming, for explaining processes, or to show it to someone something. Can you please write into the chat if this works now for everybody? The first map was something I wanted to show you how you can interact with your audience to see where they come from. The second whiteboard is for brainstorming. You can also move around, cluster things, put them somewhere, add additional tools to this. I will close this whiteboard too. And I also want to show you one that I'm using with my clients because it's a prepared whiteboard. So I have this prepared, it's a whiteboard, and I explain to them how I'm going through the process when I'm coaching them for video marketing. Just to give you an idea how you can use these whiteboards too, because they are immediately available. You don't need to look for a file, for a PowerPoint presentation or anything. You can just prepare them and show them to any client that you talking to, or people, a process, a method that you're using all the time. Just try to use whiteboard, have it prepared, and you can open it in any Zoom meeting where you are. Was this helpful for you concerning the whiteboards? Good. If you have any questions, please write them into the chat. So if I don't see them immediately, I will come back to them. Another thing, the second feature that we already have within Zoom are the avatars. Did you already discover them? They are also in the settings. I will share my screen to show you where you find them if you haven't found them, and then let's play around with them. So let's move this. You go to the settings, the video settings. Oh, Bill Ray already is a cow. And then you go to backgrounds and effects. It's correct. Here you have the avatars. And you probably have all the animals. And what is new since, I think, 3 months, you can create human avatars. You can create your own. So if you go on the plus sign, you can choose your skin color, your face, your hair color. You can style yourself. I will exit this because I have prepared something for me. So I have a human avatar, Bill too. Concerning the avatars, if you have switched them on, you also have an additional command here, which is show avatar. And if I uncheck this, it's gone. Ah, the cat. How did you do that? Cyprian, that's nice. Is this an additional app? Ah, yeah. So here are some more features. And yeah, so this is an outside app probably. Can you share with us in the chat, Cyprian, how this is called? That's a nice one. Or who can switch on an animal avatar of you? Just chain, yeah, please do it. And then Kila, you cannot? Yeah, Bill can do it, and Cyprian. Any other animal that we can have? Okay, Sheila, that's nice too. So I have a task for you now. For Bill and for Shilea, I will fix you. I will pin you and Shilea too. So you both, you are in the role play now. Bill doesn't know anything about Toastmasters. And Shilea, you have to tell them why it's important to become a Toastmaster. Can you unmute yourself so that we can hear you?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Great.
Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Hi. So you would like to know what Toastmasters is for and what is in for you?
Yeah, because I mean, someone told me about it, but you know, I thought it was something to do with making breakfast.
Okay. Actually, it's a great place where you can learn how to, be a better speaker to yourself, to others. And yeah, you can use it for your work advancement and even for interpersonal relationships. It has changed my life in so many ways. I mean, I don't know, how much time do you have?
I am pretty busy, but everybody tells me they don't understand me when I talk to them.
Well,
I don't know what to do.
Thank you very much. This is just to have the experience how it would work with avatars. And if you even use the animal avatars, it might be more fun for people who don't like to talk into the camera. Maybe with an avatar, it might be easier for them. You can move back to your normal personality now. Thank you very much. So, avatars, try them out. And especially for fun things, creating new situations, they might be useful. The last point within Zoom that I wanted to share with you is PowerPoint or slides. It can be PowerPoint or Keynote slides behind you. You see my Zoom screen again? So if you go to share screen, you go on the second tab, which is advanced, and here you see slides as virtual backgrounds. And if you go on share, you're looking for your PowerPoint slide, and then it will be loaded into Zoom. And you as a person, you're on the slides. You have to enlarge yourself in many cases. You can also move yourself around to the right or left. What's very useful for me is I'm always on this side of the slide, and on the other side I have the text. So this was a speech I gave some weeks ago in Toastmasters, and these were my additional points that I was talking about. So I can refer to them. They are easily can be seen, and if you do it like this, it can be helpful to deliver a message, to support something, and yeah, it's very easy to do. So the advantage of the PowerPoint slides is that you don't need to upload them to your virtual background in Zoom. You can use any PowerPoint presentation. You just have to adapt them so that the text is not behind you, but aside of you. And one additional thing is save the slides before you upload them to PowerPoint. My husband did this for a conference 2 years ago. He finished the last things in the PowerPoint presentation, didn't press save, and then did the rehearsal on the slides and saw that 2 slides were gone, because as soon as Zoom is uploading them, the changes that you haven't saved, they are gone. Save them before you upload them. Okay. So these were the 3 things I wanted to show you what's available within Zoom. It was the whiteboards, the avatars, and the slides as a background. I will move on to the apps and the marketplace. Who of you already used some of these? No. Bill, yeah, as you're curious as I am.
Yeah, I did add the app. I had it already installed, but now I've activated it, and I set the time and I set go. I have the option to display it to everybody else or just to me. I can turn that on or off, whether it's displayed in my image panel. So now it's going 35 seconds. Yeah.
And as Bill did it, it shows up on your left side on top so that everybody can see the time, which is very useful if you're in breakout sessions or you give a table topic 2 minutes and everybody shall see the time. So this is visible and it's a countdown timer. It goes from the set time to 0. And this is, I'm using it a lot. For example, I have a mastermind. Everybody has 10 minutes to speak and I set the timer. Everybody knows, okay, now the 10 minutes are down. Maybe you have to try it for yourself. This is one of the free apps. Look for this blue stopwatch. Yeah, that's the timer. Bill put it into the chat with a screenshot feature. Well done. So that you see how it would look like.
I love this chat sharing feature.
Yeah.
So I'll when you click on the apps icon in the lower menu bar of Zoom, it has the option to open apps you've already installed or to add new apps. And if you click on add, it will take you to the Zoom marketplace. And there I found something called virtual backgrounds. But at the top, it says search background. So if I type in something like pudding, I like pudding, any kind of food item, it will search and find different versions. So you can quickly find something that's fun, or an animal like a bear. And then it quickly gives you pictures of cute bears. Oh, I can't handle it. Puppies. Oh, I love puppies. Yeah. So, well, flowers. But if you want to be more specific, like a rose or some other category somebody loves, what's your favorite thing in the
A
world?
destination where you would like to
A
go.
destination. Bangkok. There we go. Temples in Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
Or instruments like a flute. Yeah, cute. What about a magic flute?
And this is well for us to use commercially. It's licensed for.
It's from Unsplash. Unsplash is a free picture portal where you can search anything. The advantage here is that you don't have to go to Unsplash in the browser and look for the things. You can easily search within here, and if you go to set background, as you see it appears on the picture, then it immediately appears behind you. And for workshops, for example, to give tasks or to make a kind of an icebreaker in breakout sessions, tell the people, what's your favorite destination where you would like to go? Please look for a picture, and then I will put you into the breakout rooms and tell the people why you would like to go to this destination. Or what's your favorite food? Please tell the others why you like this favorite food. So this is an app that I'm using a lot, especially if I'm looking for something to explain. Or say you are a yoga teacher, you want to talk about yoga, looking for a special position. Just type it in, you will probably find it, and you can explain to the people, oh, this is how it looks like. Or a certain dog, you have a certain variety of dog. Just look for it and say, this is how my dog looks like. So very easy to use, and it's for free. You just have to install the app from the marketplace. Good. Thank you, Bill, for helping me out. I was just thinking...
So, sorry, Sabine, a question. Does every user need to download the app in order to use it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have a big group of lots of people, then yeah, it's a little bit more complicated.
They have to do it beforehand, but for yourself to explain something with a picture, it's very easy. You can use it at any time. Good. So the third app I wanted to show you is the Prezi app for online meetings. So what you can do with this app is you can add text as overlays to your video picture. So you see the text beside me, and you can type in any text. And this is, for example, if you have a question for breakout rooms or the word of the day. That's a great idea, the word of the day. You can also add sticky notes, graphs, or something like this. You can add different slides. Let me show you something like this works too.
Whoa.
Or a nice robot dancing beside me. And you can also add text to this. What AI tools are you using? The Prezi app is really helpful, especially if you want to send people to the breakout rooms. Type in the question close to you so that they see it before they leave the room or go into the breakout rooms. So how it looks like on my screen, I can show you. You see my screen? Good. The Prezi icon is this one, the purple color with a camera, and then it's opened here on the right side, and you can add additional slides This one is empty. If you go on the image button, it shows you some options for stickers, GIFs, and photos. This is also from Unsplash. There's a search bar. Let's say robot. Okay, which is a nice one. Let's say this one. So you can also do the same thing. Instead of behind you, you can add it to your video. Yeah, Keith already found it. And you can add text. And questions. And you also can do just text, but then the text is really huge. That's why I prefer to add a photo, a GIF or sticky, then it's a little bit smaller and I don't disappear. The Prezi app you probably know. It was a presentation app. And what you can do with the paid version is just something I want to explain. You can add overlays to your video, like a kind of PowerPoint presentation, so that you don't have the slides behind you with PowerPoint or Keynote like I showed before, but you have them aside of you, so that you are still visible, but they will add overlays aside of you. So it's still a presentation tool, but you have to pay for it. And that's why I didn't use it. But for those people who have to do a lot of presentations, this is a very professional way to present. And you are still in full size aside of your figures, graphs, or whatever you are showing. So if you go in your Zoom window, you normally land here. This is the place where you are joining a meeting, scheduling a meeting, or start a meeting. But on the top, you also find here the apps. And this is the place where you can add new apps. If you search, for example, here for virtual backgrounds, this is the one Bill used, and that I normally use too. Or if you look for the timer, it's this one. And if you click on it, you say add, and then it will be installed on your computer. And the third one that I showed was Prezi. Oh, doesn't show up?
Just one Z. Just one Z.
Yeah, one Z, you're right. So this is the one we used the latest. And all the apps that you have installed on your computer, you find under My Apps. So you see there are a lot more on my computer. Some I'm trying out, and this one, for example, Sash, the visual meeting agenda, is something I tried. It's very useful if you have a very structured meeting. Mentimeter, you probably know from many of our Toastmasters meetings. The same with Kahoot, where you can have interactive quizzes. And the last one I wanted to show you is this one, the AI Note Taker by Fathom, which is free. And this is my last app. And I just want to explain you how it works, and then I will show you how the recording works. I have used another app 2 years ago, but it wasn't as good as this one. They really improved these apps of recording. So what this Fathom app does, as soon as I start recording, it starts recording what we are doing and speaking. It recognizes who is speaking. It transcribes the text so you can read it. And at the end, with AI, you can even do a summary of the whole meeting. You can take clips of the meeting. For example, something I shared with you, a certain part of the meeting, make a clip out of it, send it to someone for whom it's useful. Even during the meeting, and this is something where I'm not good at, you can say this is a highlight, this is a new chapter. For example, like in my presentation now, I could have said for each of the apps that I'm showing, I create a new chapter so that it can be easily separated after the 1 hour meeting. It's made for recording meetings, making meeting minutes of everything that was said. And for those who haven't participated, they can easily view who has said what has been shown in the meeting. This is the recording that I did yesterday with Bill. You see here, it's all transcribed. You can say copy the transcript. You see this was Bill. Here you see the name, and this was me, Sabine Schmelzer. So if there are more persons involved, you see who said what. And here I try to say this is a new chapter.
And it's correct in speaker view.
Okay.
But in
So you can jump especially to this part in the meeting, which makes it much easier at the end to, so, oh, where did she show the whiteboards, for example. And what's new is this AI summary, which is really great. I already did this before, and now you can see the summary of what we discussed. The possibility of recording their meetings and using it for promotion. Here I have the share button. I can send this to Bill now so that he sees the same page as I do. You also see, I didn't see this, where your questions. So this is what I prepared for you. Are there any further questions? Keela.
Thank you. I just want to know if, for example, there is a Zoom account for an organization, and there is it's only the host who can use the app, or everybody can use the app as long as you log in.
No, the app is connected to your Zoom locally. We are using now the ETN Zoom account, but I am the host of the meeting, and that's why I can show my apps which are installed on my computer. So you saw the apps for the first time and you had to install them on your computer so that you can use them. So that everybody can use them, he or she has to install them on their computer.
Thank you very, very, very much, Sabine. Absolutely an amazing presentation. Really, thank you very, very much for sharing your knowledge with all of us.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.